We'll get started. Oops, there we go. Okay, so as we come to a comfortable seat, make sure that you have all the things, all the props. And in particular, thinking about the calves, make sure that you have a block or something to put your leg up onto. So you're going to put your calf up onto something. And it helps if there's a little bit of firmness to it. Bolster is okay. A pillow might be a little soft. So think of something firm. So like I said, it could be a stack of books if that's what you have. Okay. So as you take the time to set yourself up, make sure to move sitting bones and give yourself that chance to create a comfortable seat. Press down into your legs, lengthen up through your sides, and draw your shoulders up and back. With your eyes closed, start to tune into your breath, letting it move, letting it pulsate, remembering that we're working on this concept of pulsations this week in our practice. So notice the pulsations of breath. This involves not just noticing when, say, the inhale shifts to the exhale, but also noticing the effect of the inhale and the effect of the exhale in the body and in the mind. So notice where you expand and contract. Notice how it feels. Notice the energy that's present from it. And then draw hands to connect at heart center, gently pressing palms together. Lift up just a little bit with your elbows. And this helps you to be able to draw your shoulders up and back, shoulder blades engage. Then exhale and bow toward your heart, taking a moment to honor yourself for being here, present on your mat. Then softly opening your eyes, releasing your hands down, gently take a few moments to roll through shoulders. Give yourself the information of what's going on through the shoulders. And as you let the breath move, just notice as you roll through your shoulders, where else in your body shift is taking place from the pulsations of your breath. Add a little ear to shoulder, ear to shoulder. And then come back into center here and walk your hands out in front of you just a little ways. So you're at a comfortable distance. And then pulsating with your breath and your movement together. We're moving through a cat and cow. And with this, we're going to think of moving more deeply. So this might be up on a block. It might be with your hands on the floor, but you're going to move a little deeper or a little further, or even back your way out of your cat and cow. So inhale, expand your heart forward. Exhale, round back. Inhale, expand your heart forward. Walk your fingertips a little forward. Exhale, round back. Again, inhale, expand forward. Walk your fingertips forward. And exhale, round back. And you're going to do this a couple more times where you either keep moving forward or you decide to move back, finding those pulsations for yourself with your breath. Then inhale, work your way all the way back upright, and we'll take a couple gentle twists to work through our spine. Inhale, lengthen tall. Exhale, right shoulder forward, left shoulder back. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, take that twist over to the right side. Inhale to center and exhale to the left. And as you take these twists, keep going with your breath. As you take these twists, notice a little more length and lift on the inhale, maybe a little more twist on the exhale, letting some natural pulsations have their effect in the body. Maybe you stay with smaller pulsations. Maybe those pulsations keep growing to a little bigger and a little bigger. You might be reaching all the way across to your knee or thigh. You might be reaching behind you. Take one more on each side. And then back into center, switch the cross of your legs. And from that switch, shift your sitting bones back and broad. And then walk your fingertips out in front of you again. And this time we're going to take our movement side to side. So you'll find the comfortable distance away from you. Take a full inhale, grow long through your spine. Exhale, take your hands out as comfortably far from you as your body is ready for. Inhale, extend your heart forward. Exhale, hands over to the right side. Inhale to center. And exhale, hands over to the left. And keep going from side to side, utilizing your breath to help you find the movement, the pulsations that maybe help you to take that stretch a little deeper, or maybe to stay in about the same place where you are. Recognizing that those pulsations are your tool to help you discover where you can move, where you can shift, where you can take this in your body. One more time on each side. Then inhale, come back into center and all the way back upright. And now cat and cow here. Exhale, press your spine back. Inhale, draw your heart forward. And again, allow yourself as you move through about 3 more breaths to notice if after a couple of pulsations, you have a little more space to add a little bit more movement in your body. Then inhale, sit tall, shift forward onto hands and knees. And from hands and knees, we're setting ourselves up, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. I'm going to turn sideways since we're going to do a little bit of calf stretching here. But first, we're going to get a little into the core because that's the title of today's class, as it was mentioned earlier. Rotate elbow pits forward and push, expanding into your upper back. Let your head stay lifted to the back plane of your body. Now tilt your sitting bones up and then engage the low glutes and the low belly. Push again with your hands and engage the low ribs. Then inhale, reach back with your right leg. Reach your left fingertips forward and pause. Again, notice low belly, low ribs engaging, and then maybe lift your left hand up. Reach through fingertips, reach through your heel. Take a big deep breath, and as you push with your right hand, lift your sides up more, your low ribs up more. Exhale, release your hand down, release your knee down. Move through a full cat-cow. Inhale, belly toward the ground. Exhale, round your spine upward. And then inhale, come back to a neutral place for your spine. Rotate elbow pits forward and push. Tilt your sitting bones up and then engage low glutes, low belly, low ribs. Inhale, reach back with your left leg. Right fingertips reach forward on the ground here. Pause and engage your core again. And then begin to lift. Right arm up as well. Take a full big breath, and as you stay engaged through low belly, low ribs, push with your standing hand and lift your sides. Exhale, both hands, both knees come back down. Move through one full round of cat and cow. Then come back to a neutral place and then calf muscle stretch. Reach back through your right leg and then press. So your toes are still on the ground. As you press, you're reaching through your heel. Take a big breath, and if pulsations here feel good to you, then you can do little pulsations or you can do bigger pulsations. So you get to find what feels the best for you to be able to work through some of the stuck stuff through your calf muscles. And then release your right knee back down. Stretch back with your left leg, toes tucked under on the ground. And again, if you would like, start little pulsations or bigger pulsations, tuning into what it is that works in your body right now. And then back to center with your knees. Take big toes together, knees wide, and settle hips back towards your heels into your child's pose. And from your child's pose, take a moment to shift and move a little bit. Find the gentle pulsations that can happen here in your pose that help you find a little more space, or simply to tune into what's present. And then maybe add a little turning over your forehead here if your head is resting on something. If it's not, that's okay too. Take a couple big deep breaths. Then inhale, rise back up to hands and knees. And now we're going to set ourselves up, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Rotate elbow pits forward and push, expanding into the upper back. Toes are tucked under, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog pose. Second calf stretch here. So slowly pedal out with your knees. Bending one knee and then bending the other knee. And as you pedal slowly back and forth with the leg that's straighter, send that sitting bone up. One more time on each side. Slow pedal. And then walk your way forward, coming into your forward fold at the front of your mat. You're welcome to use blocks here if you would like, but take an inhale and lengthen partway, long spine, bent knees. Exhale, fold over your legs, tilt your sitting bones up. And now this time, take your hands to the backs of your calves if that's comfortable, and press forward onto your calves and resist by pressing back with calves into your hands. Inhale, keep that as you lengthen just a tiny bit. Exhale and fold over your legs. Again, tilt sitting bones up, and then bring hands up to your thighs, just above your knees. Sitting bones lift, extend your heart, and then walk your way up your legs, coming all the way up to stand. And as you come up to stand in your mountain pose, turn your palms forward, opening and expanding through the heart space. Close your eyes, take a full big breath. Good, inhale, stretch up overhead. Exhale, soft knees as you fold over your legs. Inhale, lengthen part way. Exhale and fold. Plant fingertips. Step your right foot back into your lunge, and we're going to work into the hamstrings and calves here. So up high on props is a helpful place to be. So now, as you stack your wrists underneath your shoulders, you have this lunging place. Wrap your left hip back, extend your heart forward. Now, work your front leg towards straight, and then lift up with the front part of your foot so you're on your heel. Send your left hip back in space and tilt sitting bones up. And now set the front of your foot down and bend into your front knee. I'm going to do that one more time. So work your front leg towards straight and then lift up with the front part of your foot. Left hip wraps back, sitting bones lift up, and then set your foot down, bend into your knee. Good, inhale, step forward. Exhale, step your left foot back into your lunge. And again, high on blocks helps here to keep your spine long When things are intense, we tend to round our back body. So now wrap your right hip back, extend longer through your spine, and now work right leg towards straight. Lift the front part of your foot. Wrap your right hip back and send sitting bones up. And then plant the front part of your foot, bend into your knee, extend your heart. One more time, work your right leg straight. Lift up with the front part of your foot. Wrap your hip back, sitting bones lift. Good. Plant the front part of your foot and step forward. Inhale, lengthen part way. Exhale, fold over your legs. And now reach your arms, extend your heart. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands come to your heart. Good. So now find balance onto your left foot. And we're going to take our right foot behind us. So if picking your foot up and reaching forward is a little bit tricky today, you're welcome to take a strap around your foot, or bring your knee up toward your chest, slide your hand down your shin, and then take your foot behind you. You're welcome to come to a wall here if you want to. If holding onto your foot is just not where your body's going today, that's okay too, okay? So we're gonna find a couple big breaths, and I will do this without holding onto my foot to show you, because even just bending your knee and reaching through your thigh is a thigh stretch, okay? Flex your foot or engage your foot. If you're holding it, sometimes that's a flexed point, but engage it so you feel, if you're holding your foot, you'll feel the engagement of the muscles and tendons on your foot. So now, standing leg, bend your standing knee, squeeze your left glute and push into the floor to let your right hip lift a little bit more, then reach further through your thigh. Good, lift your chest up high. Engage, low belly, low ribs. Take one more big breath. Good, and then gently release your foot down. Shake out your legs. Good, second side, balancing on your right foot. You can bend your left knee and reach back for the foot. You can draw your knee in towards your chest to slide your hand down your shin to take the foot, or don't hold the foot at all, or use a strap, your choice, okay? So you're getting a little thigh stretch here. Now, as you bend your standing knee, squeeze your right glute and let your left hip lift, push into the floor. Also reach down through your thigh, lift your chest, lift your heart. Shoulder blades are on your back. Take a full, big, deep breath. Yeah, nice. Take one more big inhale, lift up higher with your heart. Exhale, gently release your foot down. Feet are inner hip distance apart and parallel. Hands together at your heart. Close your eyes and take a big breath. Inhale, stretch up overhead. Exhale, bent knees to fold over your legs. Inhale, lengthen part way. Exhale and fold. Plant fingertips, you're stepping right foot back into your lunge. Turn and plant your back heel, but angle your foot so that your toes are toward the front corner of your mat. Right hand on a block or whatever you're using for a block, left thumb into your hip crease and wrap your hip back on the left side. Extend your heart forward. Wrist is underneath your shoulder for your right side, and then turn your belly and your heart toward the left. Keep wrapping back with your left hip. Take another full big breath. Shoulder blades on the back. And then bend into your front knee. Plant both hands. This time, step back. Downward facing dog pose. Take a big, deep breath. Rise to tiptoes, tilt your sitting bones up. And then lower both heels towards the ground. And now walk your way forward, coming into your forward fold at the front of your mat. Take an inhale and lengthen part way. Exhale and fold over your legs. Send your sitting bones up. And then blocks underneath your hands here, step your left foot back into your lunge. Turn and plant your left heel, and again, angle your foot so your toes are aimed toward the front corner of your mat. And then work, right leg towards straight. Wrap your right hip back, extend your heart forward. Stack left wrist underneath your shoulder, right thumb into your hip crease. Press your hip back, extend your heart forward. Begin to turn your belly and your heart more toward the right side, shoulder blades on your back. Deep breath. Exhale, both hands come back down to your blocks. Bend into your front knee, your toes tucked behind you, and then step all the way back, downward facing dog pose for a moment. Bend your knees, tilt your sitting bones up, and then work your legs towards straight, stretching through the calves. And then lower knees down, hips come to heels, take a child's pose. And now gently push yourself up to your seat. You're gonna come all the way down to sitting bones. Now we're gonna do a little calf love. So out in front of you, you can have left leg as your base here, so you can bend your knee. You can sit up on something if that's best for your hips or your low back. But bring a block or a stack of books, something more firm out in front of you to sit your right leg on. You might have to adjust it because you want to have your calf muscles on it. The big calf muscle that we all know and love is the gastrocnemius. So, not that that means anything, you don't have to remember that, but we're gonna rock and roll over the big calf muscle, okay? So you can use one hand or two to rock, or if it feels better to rock without using your hands, if there's a lot of intensity, pushing on them might be really intense. So you're gonna rock side to side. If you have 2 tennis balls in a sock, then you can actually roll back and forth on them on your thing, whatever you're using, okay? And now come to center with your toes more upright, hands on your shins or on the sides of your calves, and you're gonna push up and down from down toward your ankle and up toward your knee. So you're gonna go up and down, and you can let your leg relax, but I just want that kind of center position first. And as you push, you can tell yourself, whatever the sensations are there, that that's information for you about what's going on right now. What's happening in your calves. Okay, so now we're going to turn our leg to the side. Turn your toes a little inward. And again, you're going to let your leg relax, but we're still kind of on the meaty part of our muscle. And then we're going to do the same thing. Push up and down. Foot relaxes. And as you push up and down with your hands, you can, again, do this without using your hands. You can just kind of be pulsating pushes. That's a lot of sensation, okay? And now we're going to turn it the other way. So we're on the outside of our calf muscle. Our toes are turned a little bit to the right. And the same thing, push from down toward the ankle, all the way up toward the knee. And never actually on the joints, but instead just walking your hands up and down. And each time you move them a little bit, give a push. Good, okay, second side. And as you put your leg on there again, we're going to do the rocking first, and you can do that just by rocking your leg without being too aggressive there so you don't knock things around too much. Or you can use your hands. Hands rocking sometimes just gives you a little bit more fascia feedback. I do like to focus on the fascia quite a bit. We work through it a lot with our yoga stretches, but Sometimes just by using your hands on your own muscles, you tend to be able to work through some of that stuck stuff. And I had someone in class the other day when we did a bunch of fascia work. She was like, "You are a fascist." Okay, so now push up and down near the ankle, up toward the knee. And then turn your leg so it's the meaty part of the inside muscle, inside of the muscle. There we go. Okay, and push up and down from ankle toward the knee, all those spots in between. And you can notice for yourself, there's a particular part of your calves that's feeling tender today or more tense. Go ahead and turn your leg the other way, last part. So your toes are turning to the left. And up and down again. So at least a part of your hamstrings actually connects down below the knee. Some of it on the back side, some of it on the front side of your knee. So working through your calves sometimes helps to get to some of those hamstring connections. All right, now go ahead and take your leg off. You're just going to simply sit in a staff pose, legs extended. And for a moment, stretch toes back toward your nose. Press your fingertips down beside your hips. This is lengthening the calf muscles. Lift with your chest and then lengthen your shins, point your toes. And then lengthen your calf muscles, flex. And then shins, point. And one more time, flex and point. And then come back into center here. Walk your feet in, and we're going to come all the way down onto our backs. Then just a quick movement here. A good way to let ourselves settle quickly is with our windshield wipers. So take your feet wider than your mat and then drop knees side to side. And as you drop knees side to side here in your windshield wipers, just take a moment to notice each side. Notice what sensations are present. Maybe notice your calf muscles here and what's going on for them. And then come back into center. Knees drop in together to touch. With your eyes closed, tune into what it is your body can use to be able to rest well. So feel free to set a bolster or a pillow underneath your legs, or you can even move it further down underneath your calves. You can take a butterfly. You can take whatever variation of resting would feel good right now. Set yourself up well. And let your breath be soft but full. Begin to take a deeper breath. Gently add movement into fingers and toes. When you're ready to bend your knees and roll over to one side. And slowly push yourself back up to your seat. Bring hands to connect at heart center. And as you notice the pulsations of your breath, utilize your breath to help you tune into what is present at this moment. Have a very peaceful and beautiful day. Namaste. Thanks, everybody.